Welcome back to the pregame show. The RoughRiders opening up a brief four-game homestand against the San Antonio Missions, and I'm joined here by RoughRiders relief pitcher Richard Bleier. Richard, coming off a pretty crazy series for you guys down in Corpus Christi, 49 innings in the four games. Of course, the bullpen having to take a really heavy toll because of that. How are you guys as a group right now?
Right now we're just kind of patching innings together as opposed to pitching in certain roles or whatever. But, I think we're doing just fine for the amount of work we had to put in over the last few days.
And you didn't have to pitch a ton in this series. You had pitched four innings on Monday. So you did pitch twice in the series, though likely unavailable to throw, I'm assuming, on that Wednesday game when you guys went 16 innings. Was there any point, because the situation was so dire, that Jeff checked in with you and said, "You're sure you can't throw right?" You hadn't thrown that many pitches even though you went 4 innings on Monday.
I think he needed to save somebody for the next day. So once they started warming up position players, I knew I wasn't getting in that one.
And, he was down there, Zaneski, starting to warm in the bullpen for you guys. You were down there as well, and actually was his bullpen catcher, so kind of reversing roles for you. First of all, have you ever done that? Have you had to be a bullpen catcher? I know I've seen you down there catch guys when they first start to get loose, but truly being the bullpen catcher, catching down there for a guy that's about to come into the ball game.
Yeah, I've warmed up people before, just different situations. If they want two guys going, I've done it just to, whatever. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Zaneski was asking me about what pitches to throw and stuff like that. It's nice to have a role reversal there.
Here with Richard Bleier, and Alex was talking a little bit out in the air. He saw Zaneski talking to McClellan, who was down there as well, and he caught up with Zach on his last road trip as well, and said McClellan was helping him with some of his pitch grips. Were you chiming in? Was that kind of a three-man team conversation to get him quickly caught up to speed on what it's like to pitch and how to throw some secondary offerings?
Yeah, I think Zaneski was going around asking everybody what they thought and what their opinion was on what he should do, and he had about 10 different delivery options to choose from, so it was pretty entertaining. Glad he did well.
Did you see one of your pitches out there? Did he start throwing one of yours?
I don't know what he was throwing out there, but whatever he was doing, it was working pretty well.
Yeah, 3 scoreless innings. He did pitch well, got a couple strikeouts. Have you ever been in a game where a position player has had that kind of success on the mound?
Yeah, last year, Gilder Rodriguez threw 3 scoreless against Midland, I think. It's always fun to see position players throw or pitchers hitting, either or.
Here with Richard Bleier, have you ever had a chance to hit in a ball game? When's the last time you done that?
Probably my sophomore year of high school. Maybe I had an at-bat my senior year, but no, nothing in pro ball at all.
How are you as a hitter?
Probably not that good, no.
Also, taking a look back at your season now, as we've gotten past the halfway point, getting close to triple digits on the season, game number 93 tonight. You began the year in Round Rock on the disabled list, came down here to Frisco, were in the rotation when you first came in, and then moved over to the bullpen, and you've really settled in nicely there. Do you feel more comfortable out of the bullpen as opposed to a starter?
Yeah, definitely. When they first sent me down to Frisco, they said I was going to be starting just temporarily, and that lasted only 2 starts. And once I got moved to the bullpen, I felt a lot more comfortable and just ready to move forward.
You've been used in a number of different roles out of the bullpen. You've been a closer for this team at times, picked up your 3rd save last night, but you've also been kind of the long man. Again, you went 4 innings on Monday. How's it different for you as far as situational pitching goes, and how much of that changes how you're going to attack hitters depending on when you're coming into the ball game?
It can't really change. You just got to go after a hitter no matter the 2nd inning or the 9th inning. It's just, like I said earlier, it's just whenever. Sometimes we just need innings pitched, and it's whoever's the least amount of innings pitched recently is going to throw the most innings that day. So it's kind of just whoever can throw that day.
And you started the year on the disabled list. You've had a few injuries over the last couple of years, having an injury to your elbow and also your wrist. For you, what's the key to staying healthy and being able to battle through a long season like this at the AA level? Steve Buechele talks a lot about how important it is for guys just to learn how to play a full season of 140 games.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this year it was kind of more like a phantom DL thing where it was a numbers thing there. But, over the last few years, I had a tough break. I got into a car accident in 2011, so that's kind of unpreventable. And last year I just hurt my elbow, the first time I ever injured my elbow. But just working out and running and keeping up with your shoulder care and stuff like that will get you through a season.
And finally, I wanted to ask you about the World Baseball Classic experience you had in the fall. You got to pitch in the qualifying games for Team Israel a little bit, came into a couple of ball games, and what was that experience like? How does it compare to what you have here on an everyday basis here at the AA level?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and you know, when you're here in Frisco, it's you want to win, but you're also trying to, you know, move up and get to the next level and stuff like that. There, when I was with the World Baseball Classic, it was just about winning, and there was really no going to the big leagues or whatever. We were just trying to win. So it was like, you know, it was a lot of fun. I you know, met a lot of people there and still see them around. I play against a lot of the guys, see a few guys in the big leagues and stuff like that. So it was definitely a really good experience.
Was there a guy that you got to meet, whether it was on your team with Team Israel or one of the opposition teams that you played, that you said, well, that was really cool. I'm really glad I got to experience this, not just for the pitching experience, but because I got to meet that person or came away with an acquaintance or a friend that you now have that you didn't have before?
Well, we had a pretty good staff there. Sean Green was one of the players who, you know, was a few years out of his prime, but still, you know, still a good hitter there. And Brad Osmus was a manager, so that was a good experience dealing with those guys. And I got to play against Angel Beltre, who was on Team Spain, you know, who I played with the last few years, and I pitched against him and got him out, so that was pretty good.
Eternal bragging rights, right?
Exactly.
Well, that was Richard Bleier. Thanks a lot, Richard. Hopefully some shorter games here in this homestand, and hopefully we stay dry as well. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That was Richard Bleier. We'll be back with more on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.